Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, we discovered that the village of Haven was hiding some very, very disturbing things. Children running around with finger bones in their pockets, a dead knight in the back of the village store, a bloody altar in someone's home, but on the bright side, with the falling snow, this scene is very nice to look at. Unfortunately, we can't stay out here in the snow. We've got to go into the creepy village Chantry.
As you say.
Yay! This won't be disturbing in the slightest.
We are blessed beyond measure. We are chosen by the holy and beloved to be her guardians. This sacred duty is given to us alone. Rejoice, my brethren, and prepare your hearts to receive her. Lift up your voices and despair not, for she will raise her faithful servants to glory when her...
Ah, welcome. I heard we had a visitor wandering about the village. I trust you've enjoyed your time in Haven so far?
Enough. We're well past pretending this village is normal. You killed the Knights of Redcliffe. I saw the bodies. I found blood-stained altars, knives. What's going on? Your people aren't very welcoming. Yeah, we've... I'm very tempted by number one. To be perfectly honest. I think that... Like I said, we've just found creepiness after creepiness. And especially the knight in the back of the village store, because his body was just laying there. Near a table. And it wasn't even like they had tried to hide it. They had just kind of been bleeding him. And they just left him there. And he was just really weird. There was the creepy child. And now we've got this guy kind of just being like... Ah, a visitor. I think it's just no more games. Enough. We're well past pretending this village is normal.
Perhaps. But staying hidden means staying protected. And we must protect Haven and our charges at all costs. We don't owe you any explanations for our actions. We have a sacred duty. Failure to protect her would be a greater sin. All will be forgiven.
Okay. Oh, I see the other villagers all legged it. Okay, well, at least we're not killing more villagers. Riposte. Sorry. Nice. You next. Go. You can get crippled. Take him out. There we go. There we go.
Very well.
Now then, what did he have on him? Novice flame rune and a cultist medallion. A very large bronze disc bearing the symbol of Andraste. Did I remember... In the last episode, my game crashed. Did I remember to give Liliana... No, I did not. There we go. This'll free up some inventory space.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
Not much, but a little is better than nothing. I'm going to ignore that for the time being. Ring of Faith, restricted to mages, and a small silver bar. A small silver bar.
Of course.
No codex entries. I think Artin is... She's just looking for answers as to what was going on here. This is clearly some kind of Andraste cult. But I think she'd like more information. Hello there. You doing all right, mate? Firstly, I know. Give me a minute. Don't worry, I'm here for you. But There's looting to be done.
As you say.
Okay, now I'll help you up. Don't worry, buddy.
Who are you? They've sent you to finish it.
Brother Genitivi, I'm Artin. I'm here to help you finish what? I mean, I think asking if this guy is Brother Genitivi is a fair enough question. They've got him hidden in a back room behind a special door. They've beaten this guy up. They haven't killed him like the knights. They've left this guy alive. Brother Genitivi?
You're not one of them, thank the Maker.
Did you find the urn? Are you alright? I read your notes back in Denerim. I thought I'd never find you. Ooh. I mean, it's very obvious he's not alright. He's clearly been beaten up, but I think it's between 2 or 3. Because we do need to, figure out just how injured this guy is. He might have internal injuries for all we know. Are you alright?
What do you think? Weeks of scant food and water, the torture. Oh, I've never felt better.
Really? I wouldn't be this sarcastic if I needed help. I get the point. Can I do anything for you? Well then, I suppose you don't need me. Bye-bye. To be, like I said, I think she understands where he's coming from. It was a silly question. It could have been worded better. I get the point. Can I do anything for you?
The leg's not doing so well, and I can't feel my foot.
Qwinn, can you help? I have some bandages. Maybe they'll help. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, we have a healer. Qwinn, can you help?
I can set the leg and ease some of the pain, but he'll need a lot of rest in order to heal.
I don't have time to rest now. I'm so close. The urn is just up that mountain.
I need to find the ashes. I'll even get sicker by the day. How do you know? Are you insane? You're hurt. No, we have to get you back to Denerim where it's safe. How do you know?
My research led me to Haven, and I have heard the villagers talking. I know the urn is here. Haven lies in the shadow of the mountain that holds the urn. There is an old temple there built to protect it. The door is always locked, but I know what the key is. Eirik wears a medallion that opens the temple door. I've seen what he does with it.
This medallion?
Yes, that is your key. Take me to the mountainside, and I will show you.
All right, let's leave now. Are you sure you can make the journey? No, tell me how to open the door. Could you answer some questions for me first? In a while, I want to make sure it's safe outside. Are you sure you can make the journey?
It is not that far, and will you let me lean on you? For the urn, any pain is worth enduring.
I mean, if this guy really wants to go, I'm like, no, I think you should return to Denerim. How's he gonna get to Denerim? We don't have time to take him back, so he'd have to travel on his own with an injured leg. That doesn't seem right at all. So, if Artin's first thing would just be, stay here, stay in this back room, I'll go get the urn, and then I'll come back to you. But if he wants to come with us, then I don't think Artin has any problem. Like, as long as he doesn't get in the way, I don't think Artin has any problem bringing him along. Could you answer some questions for me first?
All right. What is on your mind?
Nothing important, brother. Do you know about the knights who were sent to look for you? Haven. It's a little odd, isn't it? The ashes will cure all Eamon, won't they? Haven. It's a little odd, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be.
Ooh, why does Haven have revered fathers? What do you know about Haven and its people? How did you find out about Haven? How did you end up here? What were the villagers doing with you? That's enough talk for now, I think. Oh, yeah, we'll just go through all of these. Why does Haven have revered fathers?
I do not know. When the Chantry was established, it was decided that only female priests would ever be ordained. It is possible that the villagers, the disciples of Andraste, predate the Chantry and so have no knowledge of the Chantry's rules.
What do you know about Haven and its people?
They call themselves the Disciples of Andraste. They are very, very devoted. One could say fanatically so. They must be here to protect the urn, but they speak of Andraste as though she was still alive.
They must be talking about the urn. Is that possible? Perhaps the Maker has performed a miracle. Yeah, Artin... As I said, Artin doesn't believe the Maker exists. He's just some weird person in the sky that... basically, her opinion is that, like, the Maker is the human's collective imaginary friend who lives in the sky. She doesn't understand it. She doesn't care to understand it. So I don't think she'd even be like, is that possible? She doesn't believe that Andraste didn't exist. But, again, the dead don't come back. The dead stay dead. And she was burned. How are you going to come back from being burned? They must be talking about the urn.
I thought so at first, but I'm not so sure anymore. Was there something else you wanted to discuss?
What were the villagers doing with you?
They seemed intent on finding out personal information about me, where I grew up, things like that.
That's curious. They were planning to place a fake Genitivi in Denerim. Did they ask you about your search for the urn? Yeah. So I think it's very obvious that the fake Wayland was a member of this cult. Just like, he told us stuff. Who's us? No one! Why do I keep up this charade? Andraste, I do this in your name. Blah, blah, blah. So I think it's pretty obvious to Artin what was the next stage of their plan. They were planning to place a fake Genitivi in Denerim.
How do you know?
It's just a hunch. There was an imposter Wayland at your house. Well, maybe I am wrong. So I'm guessing that maybe, in Genitivi's research notes, he maybe makes a mention of Wayland. Like, oh, I'm leaving Wayland behind to look after the house. Something like that. So I'm guessing that's how Artin knows Wayland's name. There was an imposter Wayland at your house.
An imposter? What happened to the real Wayland?
Persuade, lie, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, but he's dead. Found his body stuffed in a box. Yeah, Artin has relayed bad news to people before. So I just, I'm sorry. He's gone. I'm sorry, but he's dead.
Oh, poor Wayland. I should never have dragged you into this. Maker take you into his hands, my boy.
There will be time to grieve. I'm sorry, brother. Wayland died protecting your research. We don't know how Wayland died. Wayland could have been asleep and the fake Wayland just kind of dived in through a window. I'm sorry, brother.
He believed in me, even when I lost faith in myself. I will honor his memory. Was there something else you wanted to say?
Yeah, we have more questions. I was hoping you could answer some questions I have.
All right. What is on your mind?
Oh no, we got locked out of some questions about Haven. Damn it! Do you know about the knights who were sent to look for you?
Yes, of course. How could I forget? Eirik said they were ambushed, some killed, a few brought back to Haven to be questioned. He was so self-righteous about it, so smug. He seemed pleased that he had tortured and murdered these men.
Eirik's not going to be bothering anyone else for a while. I'm so sorry. How despicable. Eirik's not going to be bothering anyone else for a while.
Good. Eirik and his fellows were a blemish in the Maker's sight. If the Maker would even deign to look upon this world, that is. Let's just talk about something else now, shall we?
The ashes will cure Arl Eamon, won't they?
Cure Arl Eamon? Is the Arl sick? What happened?
It doesn't matter. What matters is that we save him. He was poisoned on Logain's orders. The Arl is dying. Yeah, we, for a minute then I was like, does Artin know that you know, Eamon was poisoned by Loghain, but then Jowan admitted it, that he was hired by Loghain to poison him, yeah. He was poisoned on Loghain's orders.
Loghain? Why? Oh, I have been so occupied with the urn. I've missed so much. I certainly hope the ashes will save him. The legends speak of their miraculous powers. There are many stories of pilgrims being healed, the blind seeing, and the lame dancing in joy. Perhaps it is Andraste that does this. Perhaps it is belief itself. By believing the ashes are magical, you make them so.
If it doesn't work, we'll find another way. I suppose that's possible. It is Andraste. Her compassion for others lives on. This all sounds like complete bullshit to Artin. She's like, wait, are they magical or aren't they? What do you mean, the power of belief? She's just, like, I imagine the look on her face is just like, wait, what? What? I think at this stage she's like, wait, are we chasing after something magical or are we chasing after dead lady dust? Like, what's happening here? So not number 3. Absolutely not number 3. And yeah, Artin thinks this is bullshit, so not number 2 either. If it doesn't work, we'll find another way.
Anyway, that can be discussed once we actually have the ashes, and the Arl is better.
That's enough talk for now, I think.
All right. Are you ready to go then?
Yes, I think you should return to Denerim, enlighten me about something. No, not yet, I'll be back. I just want to check if enlighten me about something has anything else. Enlighten me about something.
All right. What is on your mind?
Okay, no, I was hoping that we'd get access to the questions about Haven that I didn't have the opportunity to ask. Nothing important, brother.
All right. Are you ready to go then?
Yes.
Ah, good. Help me up here. I'll try not to slow us down.
Don't worry, dude. Artin would be more than happy to let this guy lean on her. I mean, he's suffered so much. Game. There we go.
Here we are. Give me the medallion, and let's see if I remember. Yes, you see, it can be manipulated. Just like this. And there. A key to open the way.
Now what? How did you know how to do that? It looks different opened up like that. I wonder who created that. How did you know how to do that?
There are very few keys like this left in the world, but I have seen some. When you find the right combination, it just feels right. It is hard to explain. Now, let's see if we can open this door. There should be a place to insert this. Oh, what I would give to have seen this hall in all its splendor, as it was meant to be. Still, sweep away the ice and the snow, and traces of beauty remain.
Yes, yes, get moving, you old geezer. You need to stay alert now, brother. We can't afford to linger. You need to stay alert now, brother.
I'm sorry, what? I was a little distracted, I apologize. These carvings were created just after Andraste's death, and they may reveal things about her life that we do not yet know. I think I need more time to study these statues and carvings.
But I can't wait for you. You want to stay here? Is it safe? That might keep you out of trouble for a bit. You want to stay here? Is it safe?
I could not keep up with you with my injuries. I should be safe. I don't think there are any villagers here. Go. I will be all right. Perhaps my destiny was only to lead you to the Ann.
Is there anything else I need to know about the temple? Thank you, you've been a great help. Try not to get in trouble. Is there anything else I need to know about the temple?
It was designed to protect the Ann from those who would steal it or do harm to it. Namely, the Tevinter Imperium.
What sort of dangers are we talking about here? I don't intend to harm the urn. I have no choice. The Arl needs the ashes. Yes, enough of your nagging. What sort of dangers are we talking about here?
I'm not sure. The legends were never very specific on that point. Only the faithful shall lay eyes on the sacred ashes. Death and misfortune await the unbeliever. The Maker's gaze has fallen on Andraste's final resting place. He weeps for his beloved, and his wrath at her betrayers endures.
Well, I'm fucked. I like to think of Artin just like, and the unbelievers shall be killed, and Artin's just like, shit. The Maker is here, so is the wrath of the Maker what strikes men down? Your legends are nothing but a jumble of superstitions. Oh dear. 3 is what Artin believes, but I don't think she'd ever be so rude as to be like, your beliefs are bullshit. Unless a human came up to her and started slagging off the stone, in which case she'd be like, right, I'ma fight back. But I can't see her just going up to people and being like, let me destroy your religion. Someone hold my beer. Like, I just don't see that. And not number 1. So, like I said, the Maker is here. She doesn't believe in the Maker, so she's kind of like, I think number 2, and I'm kind of like, where Artin's head is in this, is that, so is it the wrath of the Maker? I think by that she means like, do you mean magical traps? Like a lightning bolt from the sky or something like that? So it is the wrath of the Maker that strikes men down?
That is what the legend says, and the Maker may indeed watch this place. Read between the lines, however, and you'll understand that it is merely a simple truth draped in hyperbole and metaphor. After all, no one wants to hear Willie toiled for many a year to perfect the curious mechanisms that would send a sharpened spike up the arse of the unwary intruder.
No, I think Artin prefers that description. Traps, then. Cunning. Oh, that sounds pleasant. Traps, then.
I think my decision to stay here was the best one, don't you?
Try not to get in trouble. Definitely, I will be back soon. Try not to get in trouble.
I'll be right here if you need me. Now I need something to write on.
I actually want to see if this guy has anything else to say.
You're back. Have you reached the urn?
I didn't go anywhere. Not yet. Not yet, but I wanted to discuss something with you. There are people in there making things difficult. Artin, you don't know that. No, this temple is huge. Again, Artin, you don't know that. Not yet, but I wanted to discuss something with you.
Oh, did you discover something fascinating within the temple?
No, you literally saw me not move. Actually, I should go. Okay, I get it. The game's like, move, stop trying to talk to him. This way. Now, I did see that the codex had updated. Characters. Aha. Okay. Brother Ferdinand Genitivi. As it is the duty of all true sons of the Chantry to make the chant heard from every corner of the world, I made it my mission to find as many corners of the world as possible. The Maker can hardly expect us to do one without the other. Excerpt from In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitivi. Brother Genitivi is one of the Chantry's most well-known scholars, primarily on the basis of the stories he has published, which many of his contemporaries dismiss as fanciful, of his travels across the length and breadth of Thedas. His travels, and rather too curious nature, led him to a study of folklore, which gave him the notion that he could track down that most debated of all artifacts, the urn of sacred ashes. He announced that he had found what appeared to be the trail of the urn left in the legends of the regions through which it had passed from Minrathous on its way into hiding. And he appears to have been right. The final resting place of Andraste lay at the summit of a remote mountain. Okie doke. We have a book over here.
Maker's breath. Look at it all.
Yeah, Yeah, it's big. But it would have looked nicer if it were built by dwarves, let's be honest. Andraste, bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village on the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minrathous, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Alamari warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true god did. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return, to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband, Matharath, and told him all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Alamari and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide, washing over the Imperium. And then Matharath saw that the people loved Andraste and not him. A worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last, the armies of Andraste and Matharath stood before the very gates of Minrathous, but Andraste was not with them. For Matharath had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter Imperium. For this, the Archon would give Matharath all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of the Alamari and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved, cursed Matharath, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady sits still at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. From the Sermons of Justinia II. So I've said this before, I personally don't believe the Maker exists. I believe parts of this story, but the main difference is that I believe the Maker is Elganon. I believe that Andraste was a mage. I think she was... So here's the thing. Andraste, a lot of the names in Dragon Age come from Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder. If you, just flick through the player's handbook, you'll find so many of the names used in this franchise. And Andraste is a name in Dungeons & Dragons. It's an elven name. Part of me does wonder if Andraste could have been an elven mage. I'm pretty certain she was a mage. I would put money on Andraste being a mage. I'm 50-50 on whether she was an elf, though. It changes depending on the day. But I think she was a mage, and she was kind of dicking about in the Fade, we're slaves, everything sucks. And I think she encountered the spirit of Elganon, because Elganon has always been represented by the sun. What is the Chantry iconography? The sun. And I think that connection is... It's such an odd thing. You've already got the Chantry is represented by the sun. Why would you then have Elganon being represented by that? it just seems a little strange to me. It seems too strange to not be connected. And yeah, like I said, I think that Elganon gave Andraste this, these powers to cause famine and flood, and I don't necessarily think this was Elganon being like, oh, the elves, they're enslaved, help my people. I don't think that was the case. I think that he had his own vendetta. I've mentioned this before. I think that the elven gods are all stuck in the Black City, which was never the Golden City. It was never the seat of the Maker. It was Arlathan that was placed in the Fade by the Dread Wolf. And I think that all the elven gods are there, and I think that potentially Elganon found a way to speak to Andraste, and that her going on a rampage against the Tevinter Imperium, it was something to get Elganon out of the Fade. There were no altruistic motives. It was just like a, she'll get me out. There goes my timer. She'll get me out. Oh shit, she's being burned at the stake. God damn it. And now I've spawned this human religion. Fuck. That's what I think happened. Now then, I am out of time for this episode. In the next, we will be exploring the Temple of Sacred Ashes. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.